due to be scrapped in the next few months, but they and their crews are standing by for a reprieve and a new job. They're to be re-equipped with gear to drop conventional bombs over a long range. No one's yet saying where they're bound, just that the capability is being developed. The RAF had set up a demonstration photocall to show off that capability. It was bad luck that one of the 3 scheduled aircraft broke down, but the Vulcan remained. So great is the destructive power of these aircraft with their 9.5-ton bomb load that the Vulcan option would only be used as a last resort. It may well be that they have been rescued from the scrap heap merely to provide a show of force. If that's the case, then that's something the Vulcans have been rather good at for 25 years.
It involved coordinating a fleet of 9 Victor air tankers to refuel themselves, as well as the V-Force bomber. Operation Black Buck 1 was designed to prevent the airfield being used by Argentina's high-performance jets, confining them to mainland bases and severely limiting their effectiveness.
And refueled in the air by Victor tankers, dropped 21 1,000-pound bombs onto the airfield at Stanley, the capital of the Falkland Islands. Although only one of the bombs landed on the runway itself, the raids again demonstrated to the Argentines and the islanders that Britain...
The battle group entered the total exclusion zone on May Day. Sea Harriers prepare for their first contact, bombing Port Stanley Airport.
It's dawn on May Day. The Harriers, already laden with bombs, wait their turn to strike at Port Stanley. Over the horizon, a Vulcan bomber has used the dark to drop its bomb load on the airport. Now the early morning light will show the Harriers the way in. By now, the main task force was about to enter the exclusion zone, and the Harrier pilots were being briefed for the first airstrike.
Ted, the depression for CBU is worked out to what, 480 knots? 480 flap out, 450, sorry, yeah, 480 flap out, 450 mid flap. Okay.
It was to be an attack coordinated with a Vulcan bomber flying 3,500 miles from Ascension Island. The Harriers would follow it in after daybreak, and with the defences alert, they were told that 3 of them could expect to be shot down. Each aircraft would take 3 bombs. Others would be armed with Sidewinder missiles and Flyer's fighter escort. The Harrier can function as either a fighter or a bomber. The same pods under the wing can carry bombs or missiles. The bomb mix included high explosives for cratering the runway, some with delayed action fuses, and cluster bombs, known as CBUs, to hurl shrapnel at planes, radars, and people. By dawn, the fleet's radar had tracked the Vulcan, codenamed Black Buck, across Stanley Airfield, and monitored the code word that its bombs had been dropped. It was time for the Harriers to join the offensive to recapture the Falklands.
Okay, clear on Sea Harrier 2-3, after it, fly to ATC run. Fine, super, close up Sea Harrier 2-3.
Every plane in the task force joined the raid, 12 from Hermes, 8 more from Invincible, 20 in all. They wheeled around the sky, forming up before heading 90 miles west towards the islands. The deck is empty and silent. The main attack is on the airport at Port Stanley to stop transport planes bringing in troop reinforcements or Mirage fighters using it as a forward base.
Y 23 de la mañana se repite el ataque contra Puerto Argentino con mucha mayor intensidad. Antes habían sido 2 aviones que habían bombardeado el aeropuerto con escasa suerte. Ahora el tiroteo es mucho más intenso y se ve que además otro de los blancos es el mercante argentino que está...
From Port Stanley across the bay, an Argentine camera team watched the bombs falling and the fierce anti-aircraft fire.
Contestan nuestras baterías antiaéreas y se ve el refulgir de sus disparos en el aire.
The Harriers came in low around the mountains to strike at the headland on which the airfield was built.
Un ruido que ahora se hace más intenso. Parecen fuegos de artificio. Más allá se ve una humareda que se levanta en el lugar donde aproximadamente se encuentra el aeropuerto. Estaría en llamas en este momento. Ahí se ve el avión atacante. Pasa, se pierde hacia la derecha. Otro avión más. Siguen las explosiones en el aeropuerto que podrían ser originadas, además de las bombas, por los combustibles que explotan. Misiles nuestros se dirigen en busca del avión enemigo.
Me está tirando ahí al buque. Me está tirando al buque, Fernando.
Argentine Mirage fighters from the mainland arrived too late to intercept the Harriers.
Aquí vemos que se responde a los disparos que efectúan los aviones ingleses. Se está atacando en estos momentos la bahía, como así también la zona del aeropuerto.
War hadn't been declared, but that made it no less real. The main raid was on Stanley, but 3 planes also went to Goose Green, which was thought to be the main base for the Bukhara ground attack aircraft. No match for the Harrier, but dangerous against ground troops.